Hi guys, it's that time again. It's Monday, 12 o'clock Mountain Time. Hopefully y'all are having a great lunch, or you finished lunch, had a great lunch to get through the day. We're going to kind of hang out a little bit and see if anybody else shows up. I've been trying to play with camera angles and stuff like that with this phone. Hopefully the battery will last. I didn't make enough time to make sure I had enough battery, but we'll go with it and see what happens. Looks like I've got a little fun stuff going on with the hair. Of course, all of these videos are going to be on Facebook at a later this afternoon. So on YouTube. So be sure and like that YouTube page. Beautiful Bodywork. I believe I've attached a link in one of my other posts later, further down the feed. But if anybody wants it, please let me know, and we'll make sure we get that out. Help me get 100 subscribers. I think I get to do something kind of cool with my YouTube channel if I get all of my subscribers in. So the more we get. So what we're going to talk about today is the importance of posture. Most of us are sitting down at a desk, we're in a car a lot, we're whatever it is, we're just tired, all kinds of good stuff, just things. And I've noticed even since I started doing these videos that I thought my posture was pretty good, but what I've noticed is I still have a little bit of a rounded shoulder. And we get into this thing where later in life we end up with that dowager's hump, and you see this thing where everybody is kind of bent over this way and their head is forward and they're trying to, well, all of that is because your body is going to naturally try to keep your eyes even with the horizon. So no matter what level this part of your body goes, your head's always going to go up to level with it. So what we can do, and there's a lot of things that posture doesn't just affect that. It can, because you're compressing here, which your top ribs is what helps pull your chest up and open things up to help you breathe. This can restrict your breathing up to 30%. Restricts the bones here. The ribs are not lifting like they should. So you're just not breathing as fully as you should. And there's all kinds of good breathing exercises and things you should do to kind of help expand that lung capacity. Oddly enough, it can also, because you're compressing everything, can also cause sluggish bowel. So it's weird to think that this can affect this, but it can. So, and it pulls all of your spine out of alignment, just all kinds of stuff. If you're looking at bad posture or weak posture, we're talking low back pain, we're talking upper back pain, everything down to carpal tunnel, rotator cuff issues, because everything is overstretched and weak. So what I'm going to show you today is a couple exercises that will help you strengthen and open up the chest. So in most cases, what has happened is all of this has become restricted. So all of your pec muscles, the fronts of your deltoids, your shoulders, everything in your neck, all of this has become shortened. So you have to open this back up. Now, stretching and pulling all of this open is great, but you have to also remember that once you've opened this up, everything in the back that has been curved forward is now short, or is now overstretched and weak because it's been working so hard. It's been pulled forward and tight, or forward. So it's the muscles have gotten longer than they should be. So you have to strengthen these back muscles all the way into the back of the neck in here, because these have become overstretched. These muscles have become shortened from sitting in this weird motion that has pulled all these muscles forward and shortened them. So what we're going to do is go through a couple exercises that are really easy to do that will help kind of open all of this up. So the first one, I apologize for the distance, but it's I haven't mastered this whole camera thing, so we're working on it. So your first exercise you want to do is called wall angels. You can do these on the floor as well, but for a lot of people, standing up against the wall is the easiest. So feet are about 6 inches apart, hip width apart. Folks, these are not your hips, these are your thighs. Your hip bones are right in here. So you want to keep your feet hip width apart, about 6 inches from the wall. Go ahead and tuck that pelvis under just a little bit. You're not going to want your back flat against the wall, because we're not trying to take that low curve out of the low back. Although that is part of the bad posture issue, is what's called lower cross syndrome. So up top is upper cross syndrome, down is lower cross syndrome. And that's giving us that overarched tilted pelvis forward. So that's all, these are all shortened. consequently, and we're ending up like this, okay? So what we're going to do is help to correct the hips. We're going to tilt that pelvis down, and we're going to bring the shoulders back. So feet about 6 inches away from the wall, pelvis tilted slightly, depending on your musculature in your back, your glutes, and how developed your glutes are. Will tell you how close your back is going to be to the wall. If you've got a fuller, more developed glutes, then of course you're never going to get your back flat against the wall. So shoulders back. You want to bring your head. You've got that little knobbier point on the back of your head. Place that against the wall. And we're doing a chin tuck as we're doing this. So this is bringing it. This is the only time you're going to be glad you have a double chin. So bring the neck back. Bring your chin back. Head against the wall. Shoulders back against the wall. And then you're going to bring your arms up. Move over just a little bit. Arms up to a 90-degree angle. Try to get the wrists as far back against the wall as possible. The goal here is to keep the wrist on the wall, or as much of your arm on the wall as possible, while still keeping the chin back. I know it's kind of a pat your head and rub your tummy kind of thing. And your tailbone tucked. And then you're going to slide your arms all the way up to full extension. Hold there for a couple seconds, and then back down. This is a little tougher than it looks, because most people are not going to be able to bring their shoulders back all the way, or arms all the way back initially. So once again, slide up, and then sliding back down. Do those about 12 times, maybe 3 sets each time. And then try to, throughout the day, if you're working at your desk a lot, stand up, find a wall. Everybody's going to think you're crazy, but do it anyway. You'll be the one that's, healthier. And then do a couple wall angels. And you want to try to do, 3 sets a day. This is an everyday thing, because you're going to have to retrain your body to stand up and back, head back. And you can practice those chin tucks as well at any time, just sitting at your desk and just bring your chin back. Don't bring your shoulders back, just bring your chin back. So it's a head forward, head back movement. So it's like this. And hold for 10 seconds. And then release. Okay? Another one, I've got my handy dandy little TheraBands. Love these things. They can go anywhere. But another great exercise for this is to, arms are extended. I've got mine just wedged into the door. You can do it onto a doorknob. I'm not going to have as much tension as I normally would have, simply because of camera situation. But you want to, arms are level with your shoulders. Bring your shoulders back, and then rotate your arms 90 degrees, all while keeping that chin tucked back. And release, and forward. And then back, up, and release. Once again, 3 sets of 12, 2 or 3 times a day. Once a day to start. If that's all you can do, we'll take whatever we can get. A few tips that I like to do. So I spend a lot of time in my car. I thought this was a really great original idea, and then I found it in some paperwork that I hadn't read yet. So apparently my teacher, my skeletal alignment teacher, has thought this as well. But if you're in the car, if you notice first thing in the mornings when you get up, you often, or you first get in your car, everything's all relaxed, you're stretched out, everything's really open, and you may have to adjust your rear view mirror in your car up to match where your eyes are. Leave it there. If you get in the car and you're noticing that you're slumping or you're a little lower, then don't adjust the mirror, adjust your seat, adjust you. Stand up, sit up straighter, sit up taller to match that mirror, because that's where you were before the day went on and compressed and everything got tighter as the day went on, okay? Another thing I'm going to show you is great for those of us that sit at a desk a lot. Now, excuse me for the camera movage, but I couldn't make that work from the side, so sorry about this. I know it's a little awkward. So I've got just a standard desk chair. And I'm pretty short, so it's not hard for me to adjust a seat up high enough. Standard desk height is about 29 inches. If you've got one of those underneath drawers for your keyboard, then you may have to put it back up on the desk. But you want to, the goal here is to get your knees slightly below your hips, okay? So if your hip bone is here, create a straight line so that when it comes out, it's hitting the top of your knee. So you don't want your knee even with your hip bone. You want it slightly lower than your hips. That consequently is going to cause you to sit up a little higher. Your feet will still be on the ground, which is what you want. And then that way you can have your arms at a 90-degree angle and your keypad or your monitor preferably at eye level. So you may have to lift everything up. So these standing desks are great for that because even when it's down, you're still sitting it with it a little bit higher and sitting at eye level. So just a couple easy tips that you can do, little adjustments you can make to help keep your posture a little higher and go from there. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video. We'll see you again next Monday for my set time, and I'll have all of these on Facebook saved and YouTube. So y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.